My Bo Kit Kat rings the bells. Woo! This is not a karaoke episode.
No, Chantel has discovered how much Honey loves to play.
She loves to play. She likes to be chased and like spooked.
Yeah.
And she loves this toy on a stick string.
It's like 3 cotton balls with a bell and some tassel and a little metal thing on a tiny little string. But she loves it. And all you have to do is wave it around and whirl it about.
Well, and run around too.
Yeah.
She likes to chase after things as well.
Which is good. I mean, she's a young little kitten. She needs to be active. She needs to be run around.
She's not
we
as
don't
young
have
as
the
you
space.
keep saying.
Well, 1.5. Still pretty young for a cat.
She doesn't
like
look
you got a lot
that
of
young.
energy. I just mean energy wise. Like they have a lot of energy. They run around. They need to like chase and roam, but we don't have a lot of space to let her out and do that. So we have to make do inside.
Yeah, she needs to be stimulated because she's been sucking on our blankets, sucking holes in our blankets, sucking, chewing.
Eating them.
Yeah.
She grinds them on her back teeth.
Yeah. And so we did a little research and found out that that's something that's called Pica syndrome or whatever. And I don't think she has it as bad as that said. However, we want to make sure that she isn't doing that. And we try to curb it before it gets to just be a habit that's hard to break.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so they say
she hasn't eaten
lot.
that many things, but
there's
that much,
2 holes in one blanket and 1 hole in another. They're not that big, but still, we haven't seen the fabric anywhere, so it's clearly being ingested, which is bad for her.
Yeah. So we're keeping an eye on it now.
Yeah.
And that's the latest update with the cat and
That's
kitten.
Honey. Honey loves Jake. Honey sleeps on Jake's and besides Jake.
She sleeps
Well,
with you too.
it's taken a while for her to warm up to me as much. But I don't know, maybe because I was, sorry, I keep turning away because I'm playing with the cat. Because I think I was trying to force my love onto her. And when I started to ignore her is when she started to spend more time with me.
And then you discovered how well you two play together.
Yeah,
because she doesn't play with me the same way.
You don't feel, yeah. That's kind of funny, hey?
Yeah. I think her and I enjoy the quiet, decompressing times.
That's funny.
And you and her enjoy the wild, crazy, fun, playful times.
What's that say about us?
I think it's a pretty good reflection of our relationship.
I think so.
I bring the quiet, calm, decompressing.
Is that kind of funny though? Because I'm the one that likes to relax. I'm teaching you how to relax. So you're the meditative person, although you are go, 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 and you need to be doing something. I am a up and at 'em, go at. That doesn't make sense. But I also like to relax. Hey.
Yeah, I think we both talk a lot about the things that we want, but we're not good at.
We are opposite the same.
Because I talk a lot about, I feel I talk a lot about go, 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 do, 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 but I look at how much of my day, I don't. It's not really that crammed. It's not a lot of go, go, do, do. It's pretty chill by most people's standards. Yeah. And I quite enjoy that.
I'm like up and going.
Yeah, you are, definitely.
Moving, grooving.
Yeah, you like get up and get out the door and go, and I'm like, I'm going to sit here with my coffee for an hour or two, and then I'm going to make a nice breakfast, and I'll start working at like 10 or 11.
Yeah, I wish. Actually, no, I would sleep until then. Mm-hmm. I hate getting up in the morning. I hate it.
Oh, that's
Although
okay.
This morning I got to see puppies, so that's cool.
Yeah, you got to find something. But you do it. No matter what, you get up and you get out and you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd call in sick. I'd quit.
I used to do that with a lot of jobs before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you found a job that you enjoy a lot more too, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
There may be tough days, as there are with any job, no matter how much you love it. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think it helps you push through those tougher days when you have more of a passion and a real love.
For
Sorry
sure.
if you're hearing bells in the background. That's
sorry.
No, you can continue. I just, for our listeners here, tell them what's going on. We don't really pause or edit our life for these. It just happens. So Chantel's playing with the cat with the little toy in the background, and
Yeah, because
that's what's going on if you're hearing it.
I feel really bad to take away from her.
She needs some playing.
Yeah, but we've been playing a lot most of the day.
Well, it's going to go on for weeks, I bet. I want to find some other toys, too.
Well, they're going to have to be more like these ones.
Totally. Yeah, she likes the ones that involve people.
Sorry.
She's a people cat. That's what I do like about her.
Yeah, she
loves people.
It's nice because she doesn't chew on plants. Yeah, she's attacked some, but... Right? No, she's sort of like
No, it hasn't really attacked them.
them.
She just sort of curiously licks or bites a little bit, but that's it. And then she's like, no, I don't like this. And she goes away.
She doesn't eat things besides her food. She barely eats her treats. I think that one that I put out for her a few days ago is still sitting over there.
No, I tossed it.
Did you?
Yeah, because it was sitting for a few days.
There you go. So I've offered her, I think maybe she took a tiny, teeny piece of bacon. But... yeah, I've offered her all sorts of things because she comes up and she smells it. And
I offered her a little apple earlier when I was cutting that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, not interested.
Yeah, she doesn't really care. She's very particular.
But I mean, she took quickly to being around us. She took quickly to being around my parents. She didn't really seem to mind Aaron being around. When Aaron dropped by, she was like, oh, cool, who are you? So that's what I do like about her. She's
curious,
easygoing. Curious, just has a lot of energy right now that needs to be released through playtime.
Even with the bath, like I haven't gotten her in with me with water, but she's so curious. She so wants to. But after I drain it, I put her in the bathtub and she doesn't freak out.
That's funny. You know, she likes to hang out in the sink too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her do that as much lately, but
no.
Occasionally you hear some meows and then you wander into the bathroom and she's sitting there in the sink. And it's almost like she wants you to turn the water on.
Yeah. Well, we should try that sometime.
Yeah. Okay, well, this episode isn't all about honey. Sorry that we spent the first 7 minutes just talking about the cat.
7 minutes? We should have just rounded it up to 10. Do we have 3 more minutes of honey talk? I'm just kidding.
Not really.
Look at you. You're so funny.
Well, I mean, we could probably find it.
Yeah. But anyways, what are we doing then?
We went back through my 500 writing prompts book and picked out some questions to ask each other because we haven't done a random question episode in a long time and we didn't really have a plan. So that became the plan.
Yeah. So sorry. I'm pretty sure what I chose, it's not any ones that we have done before. Are not.
We'll find out. I'm sure the answers might change a little too. It's kind of fun asking the same questions.
Exactly. It's going to be different every time.
Who wants to go first here?
I want to go
Ladies first. Okay.
Okay. So, how about we start with this one? If you were abducted by aliens, name 3 reasons why they would send you back.
Well, first of all, oh my gosh. They would not abduct me because I'm very good at staying completely under the blankets at night. And everybody knows if you're completely wrapped in your blankets, nothing can get to you.
Bullshit, but also sorry to interject. You do tuck yourself in. It is so funny. You somehow get the blankets on your sides tucked underneath you at night. How? How do you tuck? It's so fucking annoying.
But I have these vivid memories as a kid. Oh my gosh, I can't remember how old I was. It was just after my brother and I got separate rooms. We shared a room for the longest time growing up. Mm-hmm. And then my parents built a master bedroom. And so my brother moved into their old bedroom. And we had separate rooms right across the hall. But I remember at first finding it really weird and lonely. Because my brother used to be right there next to me. Like, we had bunk beds for a while, then twin beds, like, right next to each other.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I had this whole empty, dark space alone. And there was this big window that looked out the front of the house, which faced east towards Mount Baker. And I remember we had watched some UFO thing on TV. And I remember in that series, they had a shot of, like, you know, light rays streaming through blinds on a window or something at night. And I thought...
No way.
That looks like my window. No. And so, like, sometimes at night, if I got really freaked out, I thought something would come through that window and, like, get me.
That is the alien thing that I remember seeing that has haunted me forever. forever.
Yeah, light rays through
It's
the
just
blinds.
light through the blinds. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what movie is that from? I've been looking for it forever. What?
There's a lot of documentaries that have the same.
We haven't
kind
talked
of
about
shot.
aliens
I don't
enough,
know.
obviously.
No.
That's so freaky.
Yeah.
What was it?
Alien movies
trying
really
to
freak me
find.
out.
Yeah.
What's the? I remember this wasn't the one as a kid, but I think it was sometime in my high school
The
years
Fourth
or
Kind?
just after. Yeah, The Fourth Kind.
Yeah, with Mila Jovovich.
Yeah,
making
that
it
was
sort
like
of like a documentary. Yeah.
It was a mix, like documentary and narrative.
It's not real, though.
I think it was based off of something real.
I think I looked it up after.
I don't know.
Maybe I didn't look hard enough.
I can't remember if it's that one specifically. I've watched
We
a
should
lot of
find out.
alien stuff.
Because I was very convinced.
And I will say, all of those ones from my childhood freak me out, but when I watch anything modern now, it actually is more enticing, and I'm kind of like, I actually hope that they would abduct me. I want to see what's in these things.
Okay, so sorry. So you're
Anyhow,
so
why
the
would they
first
send me back?
the first reason
They would send me back because I would fart.
What? Everybody farts.
Yeah.
They're not
they
going
wouldn't
to throw
like
you
it.
back just because you fart.
Yeah, I'd fart a lot, and they're stinky.
Who are you? What?
I don't know why they would send me back.
So how about we just go with your answer where they wouldn't pick you up in the first place because you're tucked in like a motherfucker?
Yeah. I think they'd send me back because they talked to me, and they'd be like, oh, this guy's quite normal. I don't know what we want to do with this guy. Send him
The
back.
way you sleep is like looks like you're tucked into a pocket, and your arms are out.
What kind of a pocket? A Polly Pocket?
He said, "Love those." Okay. Anyways, I
I don't know. I feel like I had a bad answer there.
Hey, I liked your answer actually. It took us elsewhere.
It did. That was fun.
Little insight.
Okay. What would you do if you were invisible for a day?
Why do I feel like I have to ask? Is it a work day?
Any day. A day of your choosing. You're invisible. You have the whole day. What would you do? Let's say you could pick the day. You can choose whichever day you want.
I think I would go to the grocery store. I would pick up all the produce and just chuck it in the air and let it drop. Look at it for a second like, oh, or can they hear me? If I'm invisible, can I still be heard? I'd be like,
guess, yeah.
the fuck with this price? And toss it in the air. And people would be like, was that you?
That's hilarious.
Lettuce is so expensive, guys.
Oh
That was the
God.
first thing that came to mind. But that's
funny.
just part of the day, I guess. Oh, I would go to Starbucks and take people's coffee.
Yeah.
Their mobile orders. Walk out the door.
Close people's laptop while they look away.
That'd be funny. You came here to work? Nope.
That's funny. Unplug people's Teslas
Let's-
in the parking lot.
Now that could be dangerous. And when I don't know.
I don't.
What else?
That's funny. I admire that your first instinct is to kind of like prank people or fuck with people, versus my first instinct was to go spy on people.
Who would you spy on?
I don't know. It wouldn't
Aren't
be
you
anything
kind of
dramatic.
spying
but
on everybody when you're invisible in the first place? You don't. It doesn't matter where you go because nobody knows.
yeah, but I like
You
wouldn't.
could be right up.
I wouldn't really interact with the space. Is my point. I guess I would just sort of be there and I'd try to listen in
what's
on
the point in being
conversations or
invisible
something.
if you can't fuck with your surroundings?
I know. That's why I like that approach that you have.
Cool. I think that a whole day, man.
But also, like, wouldn't it be cool to go out, like, say not spying on people or anything, but going out in nature and being like, okay, what do bears actually do when they know nobody's around? Or what do,
Yes.
you know, when cougars aren't prowling and hunting for young boys? Just kidding.
You're hilarious.
But, like, what do animals do when they're more relaxed and they
Yeah.
know people aren't
Or
around?
take your be
Tiger?
be invisible with your camera.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Take
like,
photos.
I think there's something really cool about being able to observe people or animals or situations without anybody knowing that you're there.
Yeah.
And just seeing how people are. Or animals or whatever. I keep saying people.
I would walk around.
I just mean whatever you're
I would
observing.
go everywhere naked.
Well, for sure. Invisible. Why bother with clothes?
Right?
Yeah. Heck with that. Cool. Great answer.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I think that's good.
I liked
Okay,
that.
my next question for you is describe the perfect pizza, how it would be cooked, what toppings.
Oh my God. The perfect pizza is the OG pizza, the margarita.
Okay.
And
For
it's
those of
cooked
you who
with
don't
a
know what OG
homemade-
is, Mom, it's original. Not Oyama General.
Yeah. It's, I think as legend has it, it's the first pizza that was made in Italy. And it was made with 3 basic ingredients of mozzarella, tomato, and basil
Oh, and it's
on a
good.
flatbread crust. I can't speak well today. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, you've done so good.
I feel like I'm stuttering
So
over
far.
a lot of words. And yeah, I think that's how it would be made. You would make the crust in that traditional overnight manner.
But, okay, but...
So you would mix everything together, put it in a bowl, let it proof overnight.
What,
Wake up in the morning, divide it into your little dough balls, let those proof.
like how we do every time?
Beat those out into nice little circles. Smother them with a light layer of tomato sauce.
Or olive oil? Oh, I know this is margarita.
No, yeah,
so,
yeah.
Sorry.
A light little
I'm just thinking
sort
about
of
pizza
marinara
now.
pizza sauce, but light. Keep it light because you got tomatoes going on the pizza too, right?
And if
so
it's
don't want
thin-
too much sauce.
Yeah. it's gonna
Tomatoes
get
got a lot of liquid. You got to pay attention to that ratio. And then you would use traditional buffalo milk mozzarella. And you'd cut it in nice big old chunks. That cat is a zooming.
Yeah.
And you would throw it into
She
a
likes to
wood-fired oven, and then you would finish it with the fresh basil.
Fuck yeah. I was going to ask.
And you get that mozzarella just a little crispy brown on top, too. And the crust is like shattery, but there's still a little gooiness in the middle. Yeah, this is the
I
perfect
can't
pizza.
hear you say no
It's
more.
the perfect pizza.
Wait. Hold on.
It doesn't get better than that.
Did you get any flour?
Yeah.
Are you
we
going to
have more
make
flour.
pizza tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Thursday?
Yeah.
Sure. You
What?
want pizza tomorrow?
Yes, we have most of those things.
Sorry, it's Wednesday as we're recording, so Thursday is
I
tomorrow.
want pizza.
Cool. Let's
Yes.
have pizza tomorrow.
I wanted to ask you the other day.
Okay.
So this just reminded me. Thank you. That tasted so good in my mind.
I'm such a sucker for very
Simple.
basic foods in a way. Like my favorite donut is literally just fried dough.
Yeah, it's
There's no
true.
sugar. There's no nut. It's just the
plain-
Yeah, go to Tim's or whatever. I shouldn't say go to Tim's. Find your local donut artisanal shop
I like
and
least
and
some
just get the plain.
flavor,
Oh, it's so good.
like the frosting ones.
I mean, sometimes those are awesome.
You like donuts. You'll take any.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too. But if you were to say what's my favorite, what's the go-to? It's like just give me a box of those plain fried dough
Oh,
balls.
that sounds so dry.
It's so, but
Make
that's why
sure
you get
you
the coffee
follow it
with
up with the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next question coming up here. Sorry, we're laughing at the cat.
You're gonna fall.
Okay, this one I chose because we both early on in our relationship said that we're old souls. So, if you could pick any generation to grow up in, which one would you choose and why? And also, don't limit yourself to
One era.
like even the 1900s or 1800s, like any
No.
time in history.
I don't think any. I can't ever imagine anything before the 1930s, to be honest.
Okay.
And then, so I've always thought the 50s for the style. Like I love the movie Crybaby and other movies. Make it look good.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
even
don't
think
like
you
the
love a
culture.
lot of like pinup style art.
Yeah,
and-
but I don't like the culture of it either. Like it's really hard to say. There's obviously goods and bads for each time.
I think you like the artistic
60s.
expression of the era.
Yeah. So I think 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't think I would have gave a shit about the 80s. No offense to no one. And obviously I grew up in the 90s and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You helped explain that for me.
Yeah. Sure.
Cool. Let's go to the next one.
What's your question?
What makes you feel empty?
What makes me feel... Oh, my God. We have to make a whole other podcast about that.
It's true. Sheesh.
There's a lot that
emo boy over here.
I'm a sensitive soul. What's the next line?
Oh my God.
Anyhow, it's from Hakuna Matata that those that don't know. What makes me feel empty? Right now, it's a lot of the...
Though I have thick skin.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
When my friends...
Never stood downwind and up. Okay, anyway, sorry. If I didn't come up with that, I would have been very disappointed in myself.
I'm glad you did.
Thanks, sorry.
I forgot the rest, too.
Please continue.
Was it what makes me empty?
What makes you feel empty? And it doesn't have to be super serious.
It's always super serious. Well, at least that's how people describe it. It doesn't feel serious to me. But like right now, it's just looking around at the way that we're living as a culture and feeling saddened by everybody's work-life balance and how stressed everybody always seems with work, and there's
you really
no time
see
to
that
live.
in the winter.
Yeah, and I think my emptiness comes from it, from just feeling like I don't have that same kind of stress in my work-life balance. Mm-hmm. I don't work those kinds of jobs that, where someone demands me to be at a place for certain amounts of time. Like I'm very fortunate in that regard that I can kind of pick and choose my work.
Yeah.
And it just makes me really sad because I feel like I look out and I see so many of my friends or people I've grown up with, and I see them just kind of succumbing to mediocrity, their dreams fading. And it makes me really sad and empty because I don't feel like I have many people I can connect with or who can, or who have the time to enjoy life with me. So it makes me feel alone and empty.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. It's not your fault. I have you. I have Honey.
Well, I guess Honey not, because Honey is here, but I can be a part of that too, because I can get into that role as well. Mm-hmm. And I go to work every day, and
it can work against me too, where sometimes I feel like I'm in the wrong and I'm doing something wrong, or there's something wrong with me because I don't want that, or I'm not working that hard. I put that in air quotes. And that can throw me into deep funks and depressions because I start comparing myself to the way that everybody else works. But anytime I've had jobs or done work that has had those kinds of high demands on me, like I just want to quit or leave. Like I don't want to stay. I don't enjoy it. It doesn't make me good. I become very bitter and angry and And so I found this is the best way for me to work. And I guess there's something in my purpose for being that has to do with showing people how to enjoy life and themselves, but I don't fully understand how to do that yet. So
traffic really brings that out.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's because people are so aggressive. Of course, I'll talk, but I don't drive the way that I talk when I'm mad at people on the road. But people are so, like, they tailgate. They're so aggressive. The weather it's good right now, but it's still icy out there, and they're still thinking, they're just acting like fools. And I got to the point where it's like, why am I fighting at all? Like, I can take my time. And so it just becomes kind of funny that way. But you see so many fucking shitheads out there.
Yeah.
And it discourages you from wanting to go out at all. Totally.
And then that, to me, breeds a different kind of resentment where suddenly I feel trapped because I can't engage or don't want to engage, or I feel like it's silly or not worth the potential. accident, which, wouldn't even be my fault. I can be the safest driver out there, but somebody else,
Exactly.
goes too fast through an intersection, hits an icy patch, and bam, I'm involved,
Yeah.
Like, that's what I really hate about it. And those are the things that I think makes me really upset about the world that we're living in, and makes me just feel empty and hollow, because
And
people
then,
seem to think that, oh, that's just the way it is. That's what you got to do. And I go,
and grocery stores.
But it's not. Oh yeah, that's a different story. That's because it feels like, oh, what's the game? Feels like Sausage Party, where if you imagine, like everything's living, right? And all
Oh
these
my
foods and everything, it's
God.
alive. And then you
I'm never
see
going
it.
to be able to eat a hot dog again.
Oh yeah, the hot dogs are fine. It's more the fresh produce. When I see sad fresh produce where it's all boxed up in plastic and carted around as if it was shoved through some factory, which it was. I don't know. It seems silly. Especially since I grew up on, like, working on a blueberry farm in the summers. And you're like, there's nothing wrong with just grabbing a fruit from a tree and eating it straight up.
We have
And
to
this
learn
whole,
to be
like, there's so many
sustainable.
layers in between it in industrial agriculture that makes it gross. But anyhow,
Yeah, we could go on and on. So,
yeah, can do another
and
podcast
we don't want to
about
be
that.
depressing.
No, I don't. It's not depressing.
It's fucking pressing. Let's go. What's
Cool.
the next question?
Okay, I have it's a bit of a weird one.
Why?
You're a moth.
Okay.
What's your flame? What draws you to it?
I'm a moth.
Mm-hmm.
What
If you
draws
were a
me
moth,
to something?
yeah, what would you be drawn to?
Okay, well, I guess sort of I could say, I when I picked up watercoloring, I think that watercolor painting, that could be a good example, because I just sort of felt like it was something I had to try.
Yeah.
I hate painting. I don't have any experience with watercolor painting, maybe since I was little, and I don't remember. And I didn't know it was that hard. But I've been doing that, and it seems to be getting better. And when you said I'm a moth, I thought of being fuzzy and dusty. When you touch a
Is
moth.
that what watercolors are?
No, I just thought I'd bring it back. The first thing I thought of when you said that was,
Yeah.
I'm a moth, I'm fuzzy. Or dusty. And dusty, because, when you touch a moth and you have their dust. Isn't that? Oh, that's so sad. I feel so bad. What is that anyway?
I have no idea.
I have to look that up. I didn't know you were going to go to where you were going with that question. But I'll just say that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Great answer. You would go towards the arts.
That's it. Thank you.
Watercolors and arts. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just specific. You
Yes.
are nuts, cat. Ah!
She's been running and jumping after this the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, my last question for you is, name 5 foods that are better spicy and why.
Broccoli.
Yes.
Yep. We cook broccoli with we toss around some olive oil, air fry it, and add some fresh chili flake and some salts.
Oh my God, Jake.
Usually some kind of seasoning salts.
Do you remember?
Do I
The
remember?
cheese sauce you made?
Oh, yeah.
That would have
we
been
made the
so
cheese sauce,
good
too.
on top of the broccoli.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next time.
Shit. That sounds so good.
What's another one? Better spicy sausages. I think
Yeah.
spicy sausage is way better than sweet sausage.
Any kind of
I'm
sausage?
sorry to my Canadian friends, but maple sausage can't hold shit
Oh, like
against
breakfast
spicy
sausage.
Italian sausage. Can't. I'm sorry. Okay, there's 2.
Yes.
What's a third one? Man, this feels tricky. Like, I like spicy foods, but I don't, wings? Chicken wings? I think spicy wings, those are
I love
always
spicy
better.
Wings.
Like, salty wings are okay, but I tire of them really quick.
Spicy, salty
You
wings.
like salty. I know.
Ah.
I like salty, but I can get tired of it. Okay, there's 3. What's a 4th one here? Honey. You ever had spicy
Ooh.
honey? Not the cat.
No.
The bee stuff.
Yeah, she bit me earlier.
She's when she bites, it's so spicy.
It's a spicy cat.
Yeah, I love a spicy honey.
I think
Oh
I've
my
tried,
gosh.
but I haven't. I don't know.
Yeah, and what's the other? Tequila.
Spicy tequila?
Yeah, you ever
mean
had like
Tabasco?
habanero? No, habanero infused tequila.
No, I have not tried that.
My God, it's phenomenal.
Is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5. I don't know if that counts as
Oh.
a food. It's a beverage.
You can
but,
put it in there.
Yeah, those are just
There's
the
a
top
line.
5 that come off my head right there.
Well, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, sorry, I try to keep it rolling.
No, you did a good job.
Pick stuff and keep going.
What's my last
What
question?
about you? What are
No,
you don't have to
I
name 5,
can't.
but like, is there any? What's
Everything
one thing
is
that
good
you?
spicy. I fucking love spice. Spaghetti.
How about your ramen?
Ramen, but yes,
That's-
always
yeah.
spicy. Like everything, spice it up. Man, I used to
Right
dip
on.
my chips in Frank's Red Hot Sauce. It's not that great, but spicy salt and vinegar? That'd be great.
I don't know. Sure.
I
Go for
love
it.
spicy everything.
Okay, this last one's a bit philosophical because
Well-
you always need a philosophical question in here.
What? I did not give you one of those.
Yeah, you did.
What?
What makes me empty?
Oh, shoot.
See,
You
even you had a
know me,
philosophical
but
one.
No.
Yeah, but this one, it's not sad though.
It's
define. It's not a sad one. That was a sad one.
Okay.
Okay,
Hit me.
define what bravery means to you. Bravery is eating hot wings before a 9-hour international flight.
No, that would be ramen. Spicy ramen. Bravery, to me, I don't like it. I don't like this question. I think there's so many different ways to answer this.
Yeah, well, pick one. Pick one and start. It doesn't have to be
I
like
guess
the answer.
one would be, if we're talking about modern days, it's like being honest. Because nobody's honest. But if I'm thinking of another century, it would be
You
being
old soul.
able to be queen without needing a king.
Oh
and
my gosh.
proving that you are a warrior.
It sounds like a romance novel.
No, it's the opposite of that.
Is it?
Shit. Yeah.
I don't know. I liked where you're going with that honesty, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got to add?
It takes a lot of courage to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a very
like,
brave thing to, to speak exactly what you think, even if you know a lot of people won't agree with that or might attack you for that belief and thought, or even for even just, hinting that it exists.
opening up
People are
the
very
conversation.
afraid of ideas and expression, and
Yeah.
so it takes. I agree with you. Where I think it takes a lot of bravery and
Well, and I think I see like
to be honest.
for online a lot, obviously mostly online, is people are trying to give people advice but not taking their own advice, kind of thing, where they're encouraging honesty but not actually being honest,
Yeah.
and we're to a point where it feels very obvious that it's just like, huh?
I saw a clip from, I think it was a comedian who was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about that, but from his personal perspective, where he said he was trying this thing in his life where if he saw something on the internet or a post or even in a conversation, if he was in an interaction with somebody, physical or digital, if he had this urge to tell them to do something, to give them advice or provide a solution for their problem, he wouldn't say it to them, he would just do it himself. So if he felt like telling someone to, you sounds like you should meditate some more. He was like, I'm just, he would just go off and meditate some more.
Okay.
Or like, it sounds like you should shut the fuck up. He would just shut the fuck up, you know? Like, he would just do that.
Interesting.
And he said he found like he was becoming a profoundly better person from it.
For sure.
And those things that would have annoyed him from the outside world didn't really annoy him so much anymore.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he just kind of lived the solution instead of talked about it.
I definitely
There was
like
a
that.
second point that I thought of there.
Something about being honest.
Yeah.
And him
Encourage and living your truth. And something. I don't know.
advice.
Yeah, and giving people advice. Don't give people
Not
advice.
giving people advice.
Yeah, I think I kind of generally agree with that. Like, it's really silly to give people advice
Well,
or try to tell them what to think.
no, of course. I feel
I
like
think
those
it's-
are two different things right there. You just said advice
Yeah.
and telling people what to do or think. Two
Oh,
different
I think
things.
that's the way advice is generally given these
Oh,
days.
well, I guess
Through
it
an
depends
online
on your
form.
approach and how you
Remember what?
express
We
it.
can keep going. Yeah.
Okay. What?
No, we can keep going because there's a. Well, I had seen something recently that a friend had posted on Instagram where it was like, here are some, like, here's a bunch of knowledge and talking points that you can spit out at people in your family gatherings when they bring up uncomfortable conversations.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
Yes, but think about how that's going to actually go down. It's going to create a confrontation.
Well, let's hope that person is smart enough to know what not to fucking say. Like, we are.
I counter this by, let me follow this by
Okay.
saying, I don't think that the way to have those kind of heated conversations, nothing in that involved asking the other person what they thought and why they thought it.
Okay, well, I guess without having read them, I can't say anything about them.
Yeah. But it was just a general trend that I've noticed through a lot of online media.
Call
or
people out.
Yeah, it's this very call somebody out, throw facts in their face, tell them why they're wrong, and that's going to bring them over to your side. And I've never seen that work.
Yeah, no,
Because when I'm confronted by something, my general response is to push back. But when somebody asks me about what I think, why do I believe it? You can generally lead me into my own thought loops on my own, right? Like where then I'll suddenly say, oh my God, I'm stupid for thinking that because you've asked questions that made me say something.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And that's great. Sorry. All I want to say is that it really depends on questions or topics. It really depends on what you're talking about. This could be like, do you believe in Hitler? To, I don't like the way that you make me feel when you call me fat or something, you know? Like it's...
Oh, these were like politically charged ones.
Okay, you didn't say
Sorry.
that. Like, right? Okay, so totally don't have those conversations at Christmas.
Yeah.
How about you
it's
have
like,
it on one-on-one? I get it, but without knowing that and the facts and the questions and this and that, it's really, really hard to say.
Yeah, it was
It's
like things
very
about,
broad.
what do you say when you disagree on abortion or gun legislation or blah,
You should
blah,
just
blah.
be like, hey, call me. We'll have a coffee.
But it had just all these facts to spew out as I was reading it, right? And I thought,
And facts?
that's
Hey, come on.
that's never been a productive conversation that I've had with somebody. Anytime I start arguing facts, it becomes just silliness, right?
Rude.
And nobody seems to agree on anything because they dig into their position. But anyhow, the other thing I remembered on that about what defines bravery, it was reminding me of the Rhythm Zero. Remember that art project with Marina?
Yes.
Can't remember her last name. But how she stood there
Yep.
for 6 hours and let people do anything and everything to her and almost kill her with a loaded pistol.
Yeah. She
Slit her
set
throat
out
and
like
drink her blood.
72 items or something. And then she just stood there and said, I'm an object. Do what you want with me.
Yeah.
And people started off doing nice things, and then people progressed to doing really nasty things, like you said, like actually cutting her throat and sucking her blood, opening her blouse, revealing her chest. And somebody putting a gun in her hand and pointing it at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else took that gun out of her hand. And then, after how long?
6 hours.
6 hours. Okay, and then 6 hours after?
Yeah, and then she started to move, finally, on her own. And people realized she was human, and they scattered.
Yeah,
like
she started walking towards them.
Little scaredy cat, rat, piece of shits.
Yeah, and it's so fucking weird to even, like, put that in my mind.
But that to me is sort of that definition of bravery, though. Like, where you are not afraid to be present and be yourself. And both surrender yourself completely to other people. But also, I think, fully aware of the power that you wield just being a fully formed human being.
And then also being okay with
aren't.
what people might do to you, that like she could have really died. I mean, someone could have killed her and it would have been her. I mean, she would have obviously had to thought about the possibility of that. Yeah. And so being okay with that. And just like, yeah, that's another, so fucking nuts. Everybody should go look that up.
Yeah, totally. Because it really shows you, I guess, the true nature of humanity. Right. And so I guess that's where the bravery comes in. It's like, you know, when you're just yourself. And if you believe in something and want to test it, you know, like I guess for her, testing that theory, would people actually kill me if presented the opportunity? And just fully trusting that people won't.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Trust. Maybe trust. Maybe that's what it comes down to with bravery. Trust.
Totally. Well, there's got to be a bit of both. Like, if you're going to be completely honest with somebody, you know, say a partnership relationship, you have to be honest and trusting at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just things that go hand in hand in a way.
Well, that's how you receive trust, right? It's by giving it. Same with respect and so many of those other positive emotions, right? Yeah. Love. I'm sure I'm forgetting another one that people commonly use.
All sorts of things.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that heavy note.
Yeah. We're done. It started off funny. And then you made me have to speak clear and think.
It's still funny. The good news is she's alive. We're all alive. We're here. We're in our basement with our beautiful cat. And life's awesome. These are just thoughts and experiments and pontifications and entertainment for you and us.
Chats.
Opportunities to grow and experience new perspectives on life.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting the podcast. Follow us on Instagram @Pair of Dinks. Give us some love on Patreon if you're into that. Patreon Pair of Dinks. I don't know. Type that into Google.
And follow Honey at HoneyCatTales.
Oh yeah, and Honey has her own Instagram as well. Yes. Sorry. Say that again. It's what is it?
HoneyCatTales. HoneyCatTales.
Yes, like stories, tales.
Yeah.
But it's a pun because cats have tails. We're funny. See you later. Bye.